Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Prasar Bharati. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi visits Western Indian state of Maharashtra, inaugurates Banjara Heritage Museum in Washim, will unveil and lay foundation stone of metro and road projects later in the day. Israel-Lebanon conflict on the boil. Hamas leader Saeed Atallah killed in Israeli airstrikes in Beirut. Red alert Islamabad after Imran Khan supporters hit streets calling for his release. Security beefed up, cell phone services suspended. In the first leg of his day-long visit to the Western Indian state of Maharashtra, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi's first stop was in Washim, where he visited the Jagdamba Mata temple and offered prayers there. PM Modi also paid tributes at samadhis of Sant Sevalal Maharaj and Sant Ram Rao Maharaj in Washim. The PM inaugurated the Banjara Virasat Museum, celebrating the rich heritage of the Banjara community. Prime Minister seemed quite happy, beating traditional drum at the museum as well as at the Sevalal Maharaj temple. PM went around the museum and saw the artifacts kept there. PM launched several initiatives related to the agricultural and animal husbandry sector, worth around Rs 23,300 crores. Addressing the gathering, PM slammed the Congress for being hand in glove with what he termed as urban Naxals.
बीजेपी अपनी नीतियों से वंचित समाज को आगे बढ़ाना चाहती है, जबकि कांग्रेस सिर्फ लूटना जानती है। कांग्रेस गरीब को गरीब बनाकर रखना चाहती है। कमजोर और गरीब भारत कांग्रेस को उसकी राजनीति को बहुत सूट करता है। इसलिए आप सभी को कांग्रेस से बहुत सावधान रहना है। आज कांग्रेस को पूरी तरह से अर्बन नक्सल का गिरोह चला रहा है। कांग्रेस को लगता है कि अगर सब एक हो गए तो देश को बांटने का उनका एजेंडा फेल हो जाएगा। इसलिए हमें आपस में लड़वाना चाहते हैं। पूरा देश देख रहा है कांग्रेस के खतरनाक एजेंडों को विकास सपोर्ट, किसका सपोर्ट मिल रहा है? जो लोग भारत को आगे बढ़ने से रोकना चाहते हैं, वो इन दिनों कांग्रेस के सबसे करीबी दोस्त हैं। इसलिए समय एक होने का है। हमारी एकता ही देश को बचाएगी।
Later in the evening, Prime Minister will inaugurate and lay the foundation stone of key metro and road projects on his visit to Maharashtra. He will inaugurate the BKC to RA JVLR section of Mumbai Metro Line 3, which is worth around Rs 14,120 crore. DD India speaks to Ashwini Bhire, MD of Mumbai Metro Rail Corporation, for more.
Colaba-Bandra Seeps Corridor Line 3 is the first and the only fully underground metro line being implemented for Mumbai metropolitan region. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate the BKC to RA JVLR section of this line. Metro Line 3 is a key project to improve and facilitate transportation in the city, and once fully operational, Line 3 will cater to around 13 lakh passengers daily with train frequency of about 3 to 4 minutes, ferrying approximately 2,500 passengers in each train.
Phase 1, about 4.84 lakh passengers will be travelling on phase 1. We will run about 9 trains of 8 coaches with 96 trips, and they will carry these many passengers. So this is a very, very important connectivity which Mumbai is getting, and it has the capacity to transform the way Mumbai travels.
Cuff Parade Station in Kolaba and RA, JVLR Station near Seeps are the stations at either ends of the corridor. The total length is 33.5 kilometers, which is fully underground corridor having 26 underground plus 1 at grade stations.
This is a 33.5 kilometer long, 37,276 crore worth metro project, which is first underground project, metro project in Mumbai, and the longest fully underground metro project of India.
The line will add connectivity to 6 major business and employment centers including Nariman Point, Cuff Parade, Fort, Lower Parel, BKC and Seeps, Mid-Sea. It will integrate with other existing and under construction metros, monorail, suburban rail and state transport bus services. 15% of the line traffic is expected out of the traffic on suburban railways.
Metro Line 3 will be a crucial addition to the growing metro web in Mumbai. And once integrated with other metro lines and the other transportation hub, it will further enhance the overall public transit network. With camera person Gaurav Kagra, this is Shama Mishra for DD India, Mumbai.
And DD India's Shama Mishra joins us from Mumbai to give us more details on it. Shama, we just saw a wonderful report by you. Prime Minister Modi in Maharashtra offered prayers at Jagdamba Mata Temple, then inaugurated Banjara Heritage Museum. What else is there on the cards?
Well, you've already spoken about his past and how he has met the Banjara community and inaugurated a huge museum dedicated to Banjara culture and heritage. Now, Prime Minister would be coming towards Thane, Maharashtra, which is closer to Mumbai, and there also inaugurated, laying foundation stone of several key projects. And now that includes the Metro BKC, which you've already seen currently in the packages that was just played. Apart from that, he also laying foundation stone of phase 1 of NENA, which is Navi Mumbai Airport, the area of one particular area. He'll also be laying the foundation stone of Thane Integral Ring Metro Rail, which will be very helpful for the people who are commuting inside Thane. And Thane is a big district, so people usually require to travel from one end to the other. So this will prove very beneficial to them. Apart from that, there's elevated corridor also happening. New Thane Municipal Corporation building that will also be enhanced. So foundation stone will be laid for that also. I mentioned about BKC Metro to JVLR RA. This is going to be a game changer how people in Mumbai travel, and you've also seen the report. And that why? Because this is one particular area, BKC, MIT. These are particular areas where at peak time, at office time, there's huge traffic, huge flow of people, and all the the burden comes on the vehicular traffic on the road. And this particular metro line will ease that completely. This is going to be one phase from BKC RA, which Prime Minister would be inaugurating now, and the other phase it's supposed to be inaugurated or be ready by March 2025. So once operational, this will definitely change the way people, Mumbaikars, are traveling, and this will definitely connect the one end, which is south, towards the last end of Mumbai, which is going on in north. Now we are here at Mumbai Metro BKC station, and Prime Minister would be coming here. He'll be inaugurating the line from Thane. Here he'll be coming and he'll be taking a ride in the metro line. And as we already seen earlier as well, when he comes and he travels from one station to another in metro or other transportation, he usually he usually has conversations with students, the commuters. So here also we are told that there will be students, there will be also beneficiaries. of that second Yojana. So he'll be talking to them. We'll be having a small chat and 2 stations, and then he'll be back to this place. He'll be getting down here, and there's another program that has just been added, which is Prasar Bharati. Now we've recently heard that Marathi and many other languages were given a status of classical language. So this particular program at National Stock Exchange would be a program where they'll be thanking Prime Minister, and there'll also be a lot of people from the Marathi background. They would be coming here and they'll be interacting with the Prime Minister. While I was talking about BKC, we are here, and this is the station. This is also a part where photographs of how challenging the entire journey has been. There's a small,
So behind you, Shama, is the journey.
Prime Minister would be visiting this particular gallery as well.
Okay. Requesting you, Shama, to adjust your microphone for more clear voice, and asking you that behind you, the pictures which are there, is it the journey of this metro station, how it was built, and the all the people who have helped in making this?
Right, this is definitely a journey, and as we are mentioning that this is going to be total underground, and this is Maharashtra's or Mumbai's first total underground. There will be 28 stations, so we can understand how difficult it is. So if you see, these are the tunnels. There will be huge machines that were brought in to do the tunneling. The inside of it, and we are also told that in the process of making this entire metro line, there were several areas where heritage buildings were there, dilapidated buildings were there, religious places were there, like Siddhivinayak. So you have to ensure that you don't disturb or don't cause any damage to these heritage sites or the dilapidated buildings, and you have to also ensure that noise pollution, the dust pollution is at its least, at its minimum. So all these challenges were overcome, and now we have this entire aqua line ready. The first phase is ready, and the second phase will be ready, and Maharashtra and Mumbai definitely see an ease in this burden. And even now we are talking about BKC. BKC is definitely one place where a huge number of offices, commercial areas, commercial offices are there, and
all right.
It's a lot of pressure on the autos, rickshaws, the other transportation, because there is no proper connectivity. This particular line here, this opens directly inside the BKC, and people can also walk to their offices.
All right.
So this is definitely going to ease the people's work.
Definitely. A wonderful analysis by you, Shama. You've shown everything which your viewers wanted to see, and we leave with that. Thank you so much for your analysis. In central Indian state of Chhattisgarh, an encounter broke out between Naxalites and security forces along the Narayanpur-Dantewada border. So far, 31 dead bodies and heavy arms and ammunition have been recovered. The operation is still underway. Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh, Vishnu Deo Sai, congratulated the police personnel and said the Naxalism is taking its last breath in the state.
मैं समझता हूँ कि अब तक का ये बहुत बड़ा ऑपरेशन हुआ है, और इस सफलता के लिए मैं अपने जवानों को बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूँ। उनके साहस को हम नमन करते हैं, और हम पहले से ही माओवादियों से कहते आए हैं कि वो लोग हिंसा का रास्ता को छोड़ के विकास की मुख्यधारा से जुड़े, और अब डबल इंजन सरकार के कारण हम लोग मजबूती के साथ लड़ रहे हैं, और माओवाद अंतिम सांस गिन रहे हैं, और बहुत जल्दी छत्तीसगढ़ में शांति स्थापित होने वाली है।
Polling is underway for the 90 assembly seats in the North Indian state of Haryana. Elaborate arrangements have been made for the smooth conduct of polls. The voting, which began at 7 a.m., will continue till 6 p.m. local time to decide the fate of 1,031 candidates. 40.01% voter turnout has been recorded till 1 p.m. local time. Over 2.03 crore voters in the state will be able to exercise their franchise in the 15th Haryana Legislative Assembly elections. The counting of votes will be held on October 8, with the election results being declared on the same day. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has urged the voters of Haryana to cast their ballots in record numbers for the polls to the 90-member state assembly. Taking to X, the Prime Minister said, and I quote, "I appeal to all voters to be part of this sacred festival of democracy and create a new voting record." The Prime Minister also wished young voters who are exercising their franchise for the first time. Still to come on this edition of DD India Live. India has become the fourth economy in the world to cross US $700 billion of foreign exchange reserves. Indigenous communities in Peru's Amazon reported an oil spill along the Pastaza River, which has been contained.
In this episode, we are looking at India through international eyes.
The greatest strength of India is its people.
India to have that manufacturing capability.
India has already made an important mark in the world.
We are entering into the India era.
You're watching DD India Live. I'm Siddharth Bharadwaj, and news from Pakistan now. Pakistan's capital Islamabad and neighbouring Rawalpindi were locked down Friday with major roads blocked, mobile services suspended as jailed ex-Prime Minister Imran Khan called on supporters to hit the streets. Police fired tear gas as they clashed with supporters of Imran Khan who were holding an anti-government rally in defiance of a ban on congregating in the city. Authorities sealed off Islamabad and blocked cell phone services to prevent the gathering, with the city on high alert in the lead-up to a series of high-level diplomatic events, including a visit from the Indian Foreign Minister. It was the latest in a series of protest rallies since the month to press for Khan's release and agitate against the ruling coalition, which the PTI calls illegitimate, saying it was formed after a fraudulent election. 6 Pakistani soldiers, including a high-ranking officer, have died in clashes that erupted with Islamist terrorists in Pakistan's tribal district of North Waziristan, which borders Afghanistan. The military said in a statement on Saturday, and Lieutenant Colonel Muhammad Ali Shaukat, who the Pak Army said was leading the troops in the encounter with terrorists, was among those killed on Friday night. Amidst ongoing conflicts between Russia, Ukraine, or between Israel and Gaza, India has said that it is trying to do whatever it can to find a solution. This was stated by India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar on Saturday in Delhi when he was delivering Sardar Patel lecture on governance. He said that none of these conflicts are opportunities, rather they are problems in the globalized world.
Conflict anywhere actually creates problems everywhere. And, some supply of some kind will get affected by this. So I would say, honestly today, whether it is the conflict in Ukraine or the conflict in the Middle East, West Asia, these are big factors of instability, big factors of concern. I think the entire world, including us, we are worried about it, and we are trying to see at least where we can make a difference and do what we can.
The Israel-Lebanon conflict continues to escalate with multiple incidents reported over the weekend. In northern Lebanon, an Israeli strike targeted an apartment building in Tripoli, killing Hamas leader Saeed Atallah. In Beirut's southern suburbs, a series of explosions sent smoke billowing near the airport following evacuation orders issued by the Israeli army for parts of the area. The intensifying Israel-Hezbollah conflict has prompted countries to activate emergency evacuation plans for their citizens in Lebanon. A Dutch military plane arrived at the Eindhoven Air Base carrying nearly 150 nationals along with Belgian, Finnish and Irish citizens. Portugal welcomed 41 citizens back home on a special military flight from Beirut. The flight included 16 Portuguese citizens and family members of other nationalities as well. A South Korean military transport aircraft also returned 97 citizens from Lebanon on Saturday. US President Joe Biden suggested on Friday that Israel should explore options beyond striking Iranian oil fields. In a rare appearance in the White House briefing room, President Biden also said that his administration is considering imposing sanctions on Iran in light of October 1st bombing on Israel.
The Israelis have not concluded what they're going to do in terms of a strike. That's under discussion. I think there are. If I were in their shoes, I'd be thinking about other alternatives than striking oil fields.
As the US presidential polls come near, candidates are making new commitments and new accusations against their rivals, making the campaign targeted and pinpointed to woo the respective electorate. In her Michigan rally on Friday, Democratic presidential candidate Kamala Harris praised the role of workers' union and tried to woo the middle class, vowing to work for them. She also accused her rival Donald Trump for not caring for jobs at all.
And America lost nearly 200,000 manufacturing jobs when he was president, including tens of thousands of jobs in Michigan. And those losses started before the pandemic, so we're clear. Making Donald Trump one of the biggest losers of manufacturing jobs in American history.
The former president and Republican candidate Donald Trump was also on his campaign trip in Georgia on Friday. He centered his speech on accusing the Democratic Biden administration of misappropriation of funds.
It's been a terrible response from the White House. They're missing $1 billion that was used for another purpose, and nobody's seen anything like that. No, from that standpoint, it's been terrible.
Amidst the heated debates during the campaigns, US President Joe Biden has expressed apprehension whether elections would be peaceful. Biden made these remarks during rare appearance at the White House press briefing on Friday that was mainly to greet the deal between longshoremen's union and shippers that ended a 3-day strike. But he also chose the occasion to speak about his fear about the election. He said he was not sure about peaceful elections, citing what Republicans had done after the results of 2020 election when Trump faced the defeat by Biden.
I'm confident it'll be free and fair. I don't know whether it'll be peaceful. The things that Trump has said and the things that he said last time out, when he didn't like the outcome of the election, were very dangerous. If you notice, I noticed that the vice presidential Republican candidate did not say he'd accept the outcome of the election. They haven't even accepted the outcome of the last election. So I'm concerned about what they're going to do.
The former US President Donald Trump, who was campaigning in Georgia, said he is just focused on the campaigns, hoping that elections will be free and fair.
I don't know anything about what he said. I only can hope that it's going to be free and fair, and I think in this state it will be, and I hope in every state it will be, and I think we're going to do very well, but right now we're focused on this. We're not focused on the election.
Well, let's see what's happening around the world. The US Department of Homeland Security announced on Friday that the Biden administration will not extend a temporary humanitarian entry program for hundreds of thousands of migrants with US sponsors who arrived in recent years. In Nepal, the fear of floods due to glacier melts is rising as climate change accelerates the instability of glacial lakes. Communities face increasing anxiety over potential outburst floods that could devastate their homes and livelihoods. Adan Sanchez, indigenous communities in Peru's Amazon reported an oil spill along with Pastaza River, which has been contained since Friday. The spill originated from a Petro-Peru pipeline in the river. The stocks closed significantly higher on Friday after a stronger than expected jobs report eased concerns about a weakening economy. The report indicated that job gains in September rose by the most in 6 months, with the unemployment rate dropping to 4.1%. That's all for this edition of DD India Live, but let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms, and you can scan the QR code on the screen to download now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Siddharth Bharadwaj from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live.